Hi, David.
Some cleansing.
Thanks very much.
It's the breathtaking Machu Picchu, Lake Titicaca, and other locations and power centres in this incredible park.
It's a really good sound for this.
You joking, the bass drum sounds fucking amazing, good.
So nice.
We've been on a journey, the human race, from here to here, beyond the bounds of time and space, beyond the matrix. This is the way home, and this is why they work so hard to block this passage back home. And we need to make that journey back to the true nature of who we are, beyond time and space, into the levels where we are pure awareness. No more fear, look at them, I wish it was a joke, it's not, it's real. The idea at that level that we have no power is ludicrous, which is why they have to do what they've done, because trying to manipulate and control a human race in awareness of itself don't even bother. And they do it through fear. The four-letter word that controls the world. Fear is a liar. Freedom is being yourself without permission. Einstein said you cannot solve problems with the same level of consciousness that created them. That's why the only way this world is going to change, this reality is going to change, is when there is a consciousness shift, an expansion of consciousness beyond time and space. That is the revolution. And I came across this lovely, lovely clip.
Gareth, how has it been for you to be the son of David Icke? He's been ridiculed a lot when you were at school, I guess. How has it been for you?
Hard at first, purely because I was quite young, to be honest. I didn't really understand what was happening. I was just being shouted at by people in the street, and I wasn't really sure what it was about. But now people are waking up more, and and lots of people that gave me stick before are doing the opposite. So yeah, it's all right now.
Now the event yesterday in Wembley Arena, you had a big success there. People know you and cheer you. And how's it been for you?
It was amazing experience. I was really nervous, obviously, because I've never played to big crowds, but never that many, and they're normally drunk and stuff, whereas these guys were all watching and really sort of absorbed into it. So I was really nervous, and especially when the screen went up, because it wasn't easy, because the screen goes up and then people had to run out with mic stands. There was leads everywhere, and I could just envisage myself going smash on my face in the middle of it. But it was good, and yeah. But now I've got a bug for it. I've got to find a way to play to 6,000 people more often now.
Yeah. The song "Remember You Who You Are." How was it? A suggestion from David, or was it your idea, or how did?
There was a song pretty much already written that I've been working on. I had the verses, most of the chorus, I had the melody and stuff, and I was just sort of banging around with it in my house. And then my dad phoned and said, could I play Wembley? But I'd have to write a song for it, and then obviously the title of the talk being "Remember Who You Are." So I just snuck the line in, and it was done, ready to go. Which was a bit sneaky, really, but there you go.
Did you deal with the topics David is talking about over the time, or?
I do now, yeah. I do a lot more now. This album's probably got maybe 4 or 5 that talk about that kind of stuff. Whereas before, when I was in punk rock bands, it was a lot more sort of angsty and stuff. So we didn't really so much. But now the new songs that I'm writing are much more like that. So I'm guessing stuff. My buddy's going. I'm guessing stuff that I'm going to be doing in the future will be a lot more around that stuff.
What would be some of the topics you're dealing with?
The stuff I'm writing at the moment is mainly about standing up and believing that you're more than you think you are, being bigger and stronger and saying no. And I just wrote one the other week actually about how much the past is irrelevant, the future is irrelevant, because you can't change them, and it's the now that mattered. And then obviously he was doing a big thing about that last night, so I was thinking, well, that's alright then, I'm tapping into it.
And is your life changing? Of course it is, with this way, with dealing with this topic?
Yeah, I find people come in and people go out of your life a little bit more when you wake up to stuff. So in terms of friendship groups, I think people I knocked around with in school, they kind of just disappear now. So I've probably got sort of maybe 4 or 5 friends that I had from a long time ago, but that's it. And then so it's meeting new people and stuff that are a bit more switched on, because everyone will wake up in the end, I'm sure, but at the moment if they're not ready to, you can't force it, and I can't be asked to talk about nonsense.
Okay. What would your message be to your audience? If you have something to say.
Bear with me. I hope you like the music, and hopefully it will get better, because I'm still learning, so yeah, I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's it, really.
Well, the people liked you, actually. You could see that you were cheered a lot. And
well, that's the funny thing, because I couldn't hear it on stage. Couldn't really hear it, no. So I played the first song, and you could hear like a clap and stuff, but not anything crazy. So I was still a bit nervous. I was like, and then when I went backstage, one of my friends came out, and he was like, I filmed it on my phone. And he showed it, and then obviously I could hear the noise and everything then. I was like, okay, I'm loving this now.
Yeah, I know that they really, when you were announced, Gareth Icke, oh wow, there was cheers, and
quality.
You could feel that people really know your name. So I mean, they could say Gareth Icke was there, but obviously they have heard of you, and they really like what you do, and it's been great. And I hope you have more gigs now through this event.
I hope so, yeah. I'm chilling out till the new year, and then off to Spain and Italy and Portugal and all that stuff to go and do that. Yeah.
Okay. With a new CD?
So with a new CD, yeah, a brand new battle. So hopefully that's going to sell quite well in those cities and give me enough money to be able to go back and do more gigs with a bit of luck.
Okay, looking forward to hearing more from you. Thank you,
cool.
Gareth.
Thanks.
Okay. So Angie, hallo.
Hi, Jo.
Ein Tag nach dem großen Event von David Icke. Du hast ihn ja auch behandelt. Wie ist er dir erschienen gestern in dem großen Auftritt in Wembley?
Ja, es war natürlich ein grandioses Event, gell? Also riesengroß, und wir wollten es ja mal uns angucken, wie man sowas macht in der Größe. Und ich muss sagen, ich habe ihn ja vor einem halben Jahr in Maui gesehen, und da habe ich ihn danach behandelt, nach Maui. Und es ist natürlich eine andere Welt. Gell? Er hat jetzt 2 Behandlungen bisher und ganz anderer Körper. Er war total fit. Er hat auch hat sich super bewegen können. Er war auch nicht so platt wie letztes Mal und hat danach noch gefeiert und war noch essen und alles am Abend. Ja, das war letztes Mal nicht möglich. Also von daher sind schon wichtige Sachen passiert bei ihm. Und ja, aber es war klasse, das zu sehen, das ganze Event, wie er es aufgezogen hat, und einfach cool, mal dabei zu sein, gell, bei sowas Großem. Und der hat uns ja auch gleich überall eingeladen und wie in die Familie integriert. Ja. Also war schon cool. Ja.
Du hast ja auch ein größeres Event vor. Was hast du vor?
Ja, und da habe ich auch mit David jetzt eben drüber geredet, weil ich meine, er ist der beste Aufwecker, den wir auf dem Planeten haben. Ja? Also es ist genial, er weckt die Leute auf, aber dann, was kommt dann? Und das ist halt das, was ich zu ihm gesagt habe. Die Leute sind wach, und meine Meinung ist, du kannst sie nicht nur zum Tanzen schicken. Ja? Also wir brauchen echte Lösungen. Weil wenn er sagt, just dance und so, und da habe ich halt mit ihm drüber geredet, dass wir wirklich mehr an den Lösungen arbeiten müssen. Ja? Auch so wie das, was du jetzt machst am 9. November. Und da muss es hingehen, nicht nur aufwecken, weil wir wecken seit Jahren auf. Ja? Und es wird immer noch Leute geben, wo er auch seine Arbeit sieht, die muss ich auch noch aufwecken. Ja? Es schlafen ja noch viele, klar. Aber trotzdem brauchen wir die Lösungen. Und das ist ganz wichtig, um die Sache dann auch ins Positive zu drehen, weil wir haben ja Handlungsmöglichkeiten, ja. Wir haben ja Action und können was tun. Und ich sage halt Eigenverantwortung ganz oben. Und Eigenverantwortung ist nicht nur ein leeres Wort. Das ist nicht nur ein Bla. Wir müssen es füllen mit Leben, nämlich mit konkreten Lösungen. Ja. Und da freue ich mich halt auch auf dein Event, weil da die ganzen Leute eben zusammenkommen.
Ja, aber du machst ja diese Rückenbehandlung, die im Grunde im Gesundheitsbereich, wo jeder die Eigenverantwortung übernehmen kann.
Genau.
Und da du natürlich jetzt nicht mehr jeden Einzelnen behandeln willst und kannst, machst du das jetzt auf einer größeren Ebene auch. Also du machst auch ein großes Event? Ja,
und ich kann jetzt nur für meinen Bereich eben sprechen, ja, weil ich bin halt da so tief drin und weiß ganz konkret, hier gibt es eine Lösung. Und das kann ich nur sagen, das wünsche ich mir für alle Bereiche. Ja? Dass jeder in dem Bereich, wo er Spezialist ist und wo er eine Lösung gefunden hat, dass er halt damit rauskommt und dann mit Leuten wie David Icke zusammenarbeiten, um die Lösung eben rüberzubringen an die ganzen aufgeweckten Leute, die ja schon jetzt wach sind. Und ja, das Event, es wird so ausschauen, weil es ist bei mir, ist einfach, ich schaffe das alles nicht. Jeder Mensch auf diesem Planeten, ich rede jetzt mal über meine Lösung, ja, wie es in allen anderen Bereichen auch geben wird. Auf diesem Planeten gibt es ein Riesenproblem, jeder hat eine Wirbelsäule, und das limitiert uns, weil wir haben die Gebrauchsanweisung verloren. Wir wissen nicht, wie wir die Wirbelsäulen standhalten können. Und unser Körper, wir sind halt auf Planet Erde, wir brauchen unseren Körper noch. Ja? In dem Moment, in dem wir jetzt hier sind, und um auf die nächste Ebene zu kommen, müssen wir diese Probleme jetzt hier auch erstmal lösen und in den Griff kriegen. Und da gehört natürlich auch der Körper dazu. Und wenn du dir die Wirbelsäule anschaust, die ist gemacht für 1000 Jahre. Aber wir müssen sie standhalten. Und diese Gebrauchsanweisung ist verloren gegangen. Und darum geht es, dieses Wissen zu den Leuten zu bringen. Und das habe ich auch in meinem Video gemacht, weil ich kann es nicht jedem Einzelnen erklären. Du kannst im Video gucken und es gibt eine konkrete Anleitung. Nimm den Holzlöffel, geh an die Wirbelsäule. Und ich zeige es im Video. Ich zeige es Therapeuten, ich zeige es Patienten, ich habe Workshops gemacht, und jetzt machen wir ein riesen Event, weil das Ganze, also ich meine, das ist halt uferlos, weißt du, das platzt aus allen Nähten. Und ich habe alle meine Therapeuten eingeladen, die bei mir Ausbildung gemacht haben zum Arbeiten. Alle, die gut sind, und ich habe auch aufgerufen, wirklich die mit der Technik Erfolg haben, ja, und die jetzt sich aber noch ein bisschen weiter verbessern wollen. Und ich habe alle meine Patienten eingeladen, das heißt, jeder, der im Prinzip eine Lösung für die Wirbelsäule sucht. Und an diesen 2 Tagen wird Mitte Mai sein, 2013, ja, ich bin optimistisch. Also ich denke mal, man muss einfach planen, weiter planen, ja, weil wir werden dieses Event machen und alle sollen zusammenkommen und wir werden eine große Lösung schaffen. Wir werden da auch schulen, wie man mit dem Holzlöffel nochmal selber macht, nicht nur Erstbehandlungen machen, weil es geht darum, dass jeder versteht, wie er halt an sich selber weiterarbeiten kann. Das ist ganz wichtig, weil ich habe hunderte Stunden in meine Wirbelsäule investiert und es kann jeder. Ich zeige es ja nur, wie es geht. Verstehst du? Weil es kann nicht sein, dass die Leute alle zu mir kommen wollen. Das geht ja nicht. Und das muss man halt irgendwann verstehen, dass es nicht an einer Person liegt. Du kannst nur die Info rüberbringen, kannst den Leuten zeigen und coachen. Und ja, da habe ich halt ein Team von Leuten, die halt auch mitcoachen.
Und das wird aussehen, also nicht als Vortragsevent oder
gar
was,
nicht.
sondern die Leute werden quasi behandeln und du guckst dann mal rum und hilfst denen hier und da noch, oder wie wird das aussehen?
Ja, also wir behandeln, aber wir zeigen auch, wie es selber geht. Also jede Behandlung ist ein Coaching. Verstehst du? Also wir geben Hilfe zur Selbsthilfe, weil es sind hunderte Stunden. Und das Problem kann immer wieder kommen. Und es ist das größte Geschenk, wenn du dich selber behandeln kannst, wenn du weißt, um was es geht, dann bist du frei. Und das habe ich auch zu David gesagt. Die Wirbelsäule, stell sie dir nur mal bildlich vor, ja? Das ist eine Kette. Wir sind gefangen. Und wir können diese Kette aber locker lösen, wenn wir wissen wie. Und wir müssen uns selber befreien. Ich meine, jeder muss sich selber befreien. Verstehst du? Das ist ein Job, den kann nicht ich für alle machen. Also ich habe es für mich gemacht. Und ich kann es auch bei jemandem machen, aber nur kurzfristig. Aber ich kann dir zeigen, wie du es für immer machen kannst. Und du hast keine Probleme mehr. Und darum geht's.
Okay.
Also ich hoffe, dass das Event, dass es gut ankommt. Und wir werden alles geben. Ja, das Team ist super, es sind gute Leute. Und hoffentlich geht jeder raus und weiß dann, was er machen kann. Und so ist es halt auch in jeder Behandlung. Ja, es gibt ein Vorher und Nachher. Und es ist eine Veränderung im Leben und die Leute sind einfach, die gehen glücklich raus und ja, das wollen wir halt beim Event auch, dass die Leute halt happy sind und danach wirklich mit konkreten Anleitungen nach Hause gehen.
Und du hast eine Homepage, endlichschmerzfrei.net und da kann man eben auch selber sich die Videos angucken, wie man es macht und findet dann auch die Informationen.
Genau, ja, und das ist ja auch das Coole, weißt du, weil das Video ist jetzt schon seit einem halben Jahr drauf, weil ich habe schon lange erkannt, dass ich es nicht schaffe alles und dass die Leute wirklich in die Eigenverantwortung gehen. Und dann kriege ich halt auch super Feedback, überall aus der ganzen Welt. Und das ist großartig. Jeder kann auch damit arbeiten. Also du musst es nicht erfinden, um damit zu arbeiten. Jeder Therapeut kann so arbeiten, ja. Und jeder Patient an sich. Und dann kriege ich auch halt auch Feedback, so sagt mir ein Mann, er hatte 14 Jahre lang Hodenschmerzen, hat das Video gesehen, geht in die Küche, holt einen Kochlöffel, was natürlich nicht ideal ist, weil das zu breit, aber trotzdem, es ist der Anfang, ja. Nimmt diesen Kochlöffel und macht so, wie ich es im Video zeige. Nach 10 Minuten waren die Hodenschmerzen weg, nach 14 Jahren. Dann kam er nochmal zu mir zur Behandlung, wollte es nochmal genau sehen, aber war ja schon happy. Und ich habe immer wieder Patienten, die kommen und schon vorbehandelt sind, weil sie sich schon selber vorbehandeln. Und das ist super. Ja? Also du willst keine abhängigen Patienten, du willst auch nicht die ganze Arbeit auf dich ziehen, im Gegenteil. Du musst die Leute frei machen und Freiheit ist nur Eigenverantwortung. Selbst machen.
Alles klar.
Ja?
Super.
Und so wird das Event ablaufen.
Danke.
Und ich hoffe, du bist dabei.
Ja, danke so. Danke, Angie.
Danke, Joe.
So, David, we're one day after the big event in Wembley. What do you think? I mean, what do you think of the audience? Didn't you have the impression that they know a lot what you are talking about?
Yeah, I mean, obviously a lot of people were going to come that are aware of what I do, because that was the motivation to come. But they would also have brought a significant number of people. I do know many people were there who had been brought by people who are aware of what I do, but didn't know anything and were very sceptical. So there was kind of a mix, but obviously it was dominated by people who are awake to a lot of it. But I wanted to, for those people, push it on as well, because there's a cutting edge of understanding of what's going on in the world, but it's a cutting edge that must never stop, because there is so much to know to get a more and more expanded fix and understanding of what we're dealing with and how we deal with it. And therefore, if you get to a certain point and you stop, I've got it now, it's a banking scam and it's connected to a political scam. Well, I don't think you've even entered the rabbit hole yet. It's much, much deeper. And for people like me, if the cutting edge isn't still continuing to move, then I'm thinking, well, you know, come on, I want to know more. And therefore, I wanted to push on with some new stuff that people wouldn't have come across in my books and stuff. But another motivation for Wembley was actually to get together a very large number of people.
So that people see they are not alone?
So they see they're not alone, and also so that the wider kind of mainstream can see it and go, why are all these people coming to see this person? We thought he was mad. What's going on? And you know, it wasn't just Wembley, of course, because it was live. It was live on the internet, and you know, there'd be thousands of people around the world were watching it. It's available for another month till I think it's November 26th to be watched in full on the internet. And so, you know, we won't really know what's come from it until you know we're getting close to Christmas. And it's funny because I made a decision. I do everything on intuition. I made a decision that I was going to say no to everything post Wembley before Wembley happened. So I've got a book which I'm 2/3 through finishing, which I'm going to finish now. But apart from that, 2013 is completely blank to me. There is nothing that I'm committed to at all. It's a blank sheet of paper. So I'm going to wait until the Wembley event has run its course on the internet, and then I'm going to see what's come from it, and then make some decisions, because I've reached the point where, you know, it's not only the cutting edge of understanding that needs to keep moving. We also have to reassess from time to time the most effective way of communicating that information. And I think, you know, the times of bouncing around the world from venue to venue, you know, airport, hotel, venue, airport, hotel, venue. I think that's over for me. It's been effective in getting the thing moving, but now it's reached a point that it needs to change. I want to do a lot more communicating electronically, so the information travels rather than me. And you know, I mean, I talked to 5,000 people plus yesterday, but I can do, say, an interview with you. And goes to hundreds of thousands. So, you know, that is all part of it. And also, instead of, you know, going to so many places, take yesterday as a blueprint. I talked to 5,000 people in the arena, but it went live on the internet, so anyone could access it. So that's the thing that we're obviously, because of the interest in the streaming that we had, that we're going to kind of do more often. But it's like, I don't know. That's what's quite exciting, really. I don't know what's coming next, and I'm going to be as interested as anyone to see.
Did you have any hassles before? Because people think when the negative forces try to let this happen in Wembley, this big event? Well,
you know, I feel that we have now reached a point where this energetic change that I've been talking about all these years is starting to impact on events. I'm seeing it, and you know, we're heading to a point, a tipping point, where the energy of control, the house of cards will come down, and so it's not as easy to just say, well, we'll stop this event, because there are forces at work in the unseen realms that are guiding people along their journey to make a difference. And when you think that 20 odd years ago, if I'd have walked down the street in this country, I'd have been ridiculed by most of the people. And then you get to an event like yesterday, right, where there's a completely different view of you. It just shows the power of this energy that, you know, I started this journey, if you like, in football terms, about 25-0 down. And suddenly I think I'm a few goals up now, and so there is a force at work. And one of the things I was trying to do yesterday, when I kept referring to the heart go into the heart, it's not just some trite New Age kind of phrase, although it can be trite New Age phrasing within the New Age.
If you try to do it,
yeah, I mean, you know, go into your heart. Yes, but what does that mean? And for me, it's just my, my view, my experience is the heart. And increasing, there's research going on, even scientific research in places like the Institute of Heart Math in America, where they're looking at the electromagnetic nature of the heart and the heart vortex, which is confirming that when you go into this point of observation, this point of attention, you do go into the realms beyond time and space, and when you go into there, you access this greater awareness, which suddenly brings synchronicity into your life, because you've just done that to me, about if you come from here, but if you come from here, if these two are not in sync and move as one unit, so you think and you feel intuitively the same thing, then they're at war with each other, and they are in most people, because this is attached to this reality and the rules and regulations and norms of this reality. This doesn't give a damn about this reality's rules, because it's beyond time and space, thus it's beyond the world of rules. And so this is going to guide you into situations that this is going to go, you can't do that, and it fights, and no, I'm not doing it. And what I was trying to do, particularly in the latter part, was to get people to just chill into here, because it's easy to talk about it, but to go into here, it's not just about going into your heart and okay, that's nice. Yeah, well, it is, but it means go into your heart and then express within the world of the conscious mind where that's taking you. And that's when the courage comes in initially, because this is going to guide you and intuitively encourage you to do things and say things that this world's going to find crazy or bizarre, or what's going on. And so going with the heart is not some kind of weak try, I'm going with my heart. It's actually, it takes enormous courage sometimes to go with the heart, especially when this is screaming, you can't do that, what are they going to say about you? And what I was trying to do was get people into that mode, because once you get there and you go with it, then the adventure begins, and you start to pull in it through coincidences, what Jung called synchronicity, what you need to push your own understanding on. You might have a health problem, and this is, you go to the doctor and all that stuff. Oh yeah, get a pill. And this goes, no, talk to this person, and so it all comes to you once you get this out of the way, or at least get this in sync. That's the ideal thing, and that was a big part of yesterday. I was trying to get across, all the way through that message.
Beautiful. And you talked about courage, and people have no orientation in politics or in TV or whatever in this direction. So you are one of the few people in the world who can be an orientation for other people, that they can see, okay, you can talk about love as a man on a stage, and it works. And
yeah, because love, you see, oh, he's into love, he'll be doing the washing up next. That's not very macho. But love in its true sense, it's not "I love you, darling, saw you down the disco."
Yeah.
It's in fact, Joe, the word love has become so devalued. We have to put words in front of it like unconditional, right? Because there is love, which is the human love, which basically is chemical attraction.
Yeah.
That's not love, that's chemical attraction. And what happens is, when you have a chemical attraction but not love, then often the relationship ends up in a big battle and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas if the connection is love,
I invested so much in this relationship, so
yeah,
you could say that's not love.
Yeah, exactly. You see, I was married to Linda for 29 years, and she's still my rock. She was massively involved in making Wembley happen, but because what connects us is love, beyond the chemical attraction level of it, then after 45 years, we're still working together and still immensely close. She's my best friend, because it's a love beyond the relationship love. And this is interesting, Joe. I don't know whether you found this. I found that friendship is far more powerful in terms of relationship than actually partner attraction.
Yeah, absolutely.
Partner attraction, if you do something your partner doesn't bloody like, it's like all that stuff, and yet a friend, a true friend, will say, look, I don't agree with what you've done, but I'm here for you. And that's love in its true sense. Yes. And so I talk about that love, and that love is immensely powerful, and again expresses itself in this reality with enormous courage, because love of that type will always do what it knows to be right, what it believes to be right, what it feels to be right, no matter what. It doesn't think consequences. You see, this is thinking, well, I know I should do that, but what are the consequences for me? This says, I know I should do that, so I am going to do it. Consequences? What am I thinking about consequences for? Because I'm going to do it anyway. Consequences will take care of themselves.
Right.
That's the difference. Yeah. And that's not macho, and it's not feminine. Oh, it's a feminine energy. No, it's not. And it's not a macho energy. It is the energy of
the universe.
And beyond the universe, yes. It's the energy of existence. And infinite existence. And that's the love I'm talking about, and that's the love that will change the world. I love you, darling, saw you down the disco. That will just take us further into where we are.
Remember who you are, so the main sentence you put it all under, and Gareth has done a song about how's the relation to Gareth. Was it easy for him to cope with everything when you were ridiculed? How was it? I'll tell you, Joe, it was a fantastic day yesterday. At the end, for my family to come, my boys and Kerry and Linda to come to me at the end, because we took a lot. I took obviously the brunt of it because I was the focus of it. But spreading out, they all took an enormous amount of ridicule and abuse. Because Gareth, when it happened, was still at school, and Kerry, my daughter, was still at school. And I thought, what do school kids do when their dad's being ridiculed in the media? I mean, they turn on the kids. Yeah.
An enormous amount that they went through I never knew about, because they only told me years and years later. So to have Gareth play at the event, he was absolutely brilliant, I thought. And to have my family there to enjoy it, and in terms of Linda and Jamie actually putting the thing together, was one of the great things about yesterday. We had a little drink at the end, and it was like, we're the Icke family they used to take the piss out of, aren't we? It was just a great moment for me, because we talk about love and what we call unconditional love. it would have been so easy for Linda and the kids to have walked away from their dad and said, you know, I'm not having this. This is too much. Why should I? But they didn't. They stayed with me through, and in terms of Linda's case, through an enormous amount of stuff that would have driven most people away. Never drove her away, and now she's reaping the benefits of seeing that actually that was a good decision, because look where it's gone. And it's part of it's part of something that I talk about, this experience that we have, because people look at unpleasant experiences, and you know, if they appear to have brought them upon themselves, they can feel guilty and have regrets and, oh God, why did I do that? But you know, I look at my family, and they are what they are: rounded, intelligent, decent people, not despite what has happened to them, but because of it. And you know, if you are on a path to do something, especially, you know, in this reality we're in, then experience has no better in terms of giving you a greater understanding of self and the reality and the world that you're living in. And I used a quote yesterday, which was basically, you know, some of the greatest people have many scars from things that have happened to them and experiences they've had. But if you can look at that and think, actually, it wasn't very pleasant when it happened, but look what it gave me. Look what it gave me, the insights it gave me as a result of what happened.
Growing and getting stronger.
Yeah. And you know, the ridicule that I went through, and still go through in the mainstream media. There've been stuff in the British papers over while the event was going on, you know, it ridiculed me. But because of the scale of that ridicule, you go above it, so it doesn't affect you anymore. You know, and but if I hadn't gone through that, you know, this is why sometimes you'll see people who've had tough childhoods. And tough lives, and then some big challenge comes, and that toughness is expressed in how they deal with the challenge. You know, okay, I've been through worse than this. And then you've got someone who's had a lovely childhood. I'm not saying they shouldn't have had, but they've had a lovely childhood. They've been very, very sheltered, protected, and all the rest of it. And then some big challenge comes in, they can fall apart because they haven't got a reference to deal with it. And so, you know, I think it's important that we do chill out about experiences that we've had and take the benefits of them. And you know, what is it? Just an experience. We'll have another one tomorrow.
Thank you, very beautiful. Could you have maybe a last sentence for our audience in Germany, Bus TV? You have been in Germany, but you know, we are all one after all. Some last sentence for
yeah, I've got a great last sentence. This guy Joe does a fantastic job in Germany communicating this information. He understands, you know, the whole thing. So the more support this guy gets to get more and more people in front of his work, the better. And German, English, just a name. You go into here, there are no Germans, there are no English. There's just all of us expressions of the same whole. So, you know, give this guy all the support you can, because that would be great, and it would be very, very beneficial for Germany.
Thank you, David Icke. Thank you.
Cheers, Jeff.
Great. Good.